Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to a Saturday evening edition of Magical Makeup with Christy and Lita.
Hello.
And today I'm doing a Witcher look. So I just actually applied like a little bit of foundation mixed in with some white paint. So it's a little funny feeling. And a little bit of bronzer to kind of, when I go to put the white on, because Witcher has pretty much a white base, but he's not like clown white. He's just pale. And
Okay.
it's very, very pale. So I just put that stuff on before I'm putting the white on. That way, when the white goes on, it doesn't go on like clown white. It goes on a white skin tone almost, I guess. I don't know. Basically, my face needs to be about the shade of Sami's. She's it's funny because I always thought that I was light toned, but she has a much lighter tone than I do.
Sami is very pale. We love you,
Yeah.
Sami.
Would have been funny if she would have been here to hear me.
Yeah, agreed. And I can hear her go, Sam's kind of hanging out with us tonight. He's right there.
Hey, Sam.
He's doing homework.
Ah. I feel like that's pale and kind of scaly for whatever reason.
Is your face dry? Because
I did just wash it, but I put a lot of moisturizer on it.
Because when you first kiss, thank you. No, it's good. Thank you. Like straight in front of our house, like right, literally in front of where I'm sitting. There's a side road that goes right beside our house. It angles and continues this way. And literally, this car was coming down the road at me, and its brights were on, and they dimmed them, and then they came back on, and then they dimmed them again. And it was kind of like maybe like they dimmed it. They're like, oh, and they turned them back on. And so the car goes, no, you're shining your lights into somebody's house. Dim your lights. And like, thank you, person, for not blinding me.
I guess that kind of sucks living on like a corner, like where another road intersects.
Yeah, we're on an intersection. Like I said, like so the road B Street comes up right upside of our house here, and then it angles, and then it keeps going, and then it dead ends at the college. I am very excited. So one of the things that it's almost become like a treat for me is instant oatmeal, because in general, instant oatmeal is very high in points. The only oatmeal that I have been eating, and I don't eat it, I wasn't eating it very often so that I could make it last, was my Weight Watchers oatmeal. And Sam and I were grocery shopping last night, and we were at Dillon's, which is a Kroger affiliate. And Sam got him some oatmeal, and I'm like, I think I'm going to grab me a box of oatmeal. And he's like, okay, that's fine, no big deal. So I start scanning oatmeals, and I'm like, oh my gosh, 7 points. For the little bit of oatmeal that's in this container, I remember why I don't eat instant oatmeal. And then I saw maple brown sugar, which is what I love in Weight Watchers, and I like it anyway. 50% less sugar. I scanned it, and it scanned at 3 points for the package, which is the same exact points as my Weight Watchers oatmeal. So I'm super ecstatic, and I'm going to be trying it for breakfast this next week, and we'll be doing a compare and contrast.
Nice.
Yeah. But I'm super excited.
I'm assuming it's cheaper than the Weight Watchers one.
Yeah. My Weight Watchers, I get four in a package. Then it comes in the cup, and they're like well, I can actually tell you how much they are. But the Kroger ones were on sale two for $3. So $1.50 a box, and those had 8 pouches in them.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Food. No, food.
I'm assuming they offer the Weight Watchers one as a convenience.
Yeah. 4 containers, like what I showed you, is $7. So much more. And I think it went up yesterday. My oatmeal crumble video where I tried the Weight Watchers recipe. I want to try and make it again, but I have blueberries. I want to make a blueberry crumble this time, and because I love blueberry cobbler, and I think this would work really well. And I have blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. And so I'm like, oh, those 3 together would be good. Hey, Cool Gamer, like in like a little dessert crumble breakfast thing. So I'm super excited to try some different things out like that.
Yeah.
Today is 60 days till vacation. Tomorrow we make ADRs. And if you are wondering why I make them tomorrow, because tomorrow is 60 days from when we check into Disney, and today is 60 days for when we leave. Were you talking to me? Oh, okay. So, because 60 days from today is like the last day of, like my last day of school before Christmas vacation, Sam's last day of work. He'll get off work and we'll go down to the hotel. The restaurant in the hotel has been really good in the past, but on our last trip, it was okay. It wasn't stupendous. So what we're going to do is we're going to have my dad run us by Panera, and we're going to grab a Panera to go and take it back to the room, and then just maybe grab a drink or something at the bar and just kind of relax and enjoy the evening. And it'll be a lot cheaper than, because I think we spent close to like $40 last time, and prices have only gone up.
Yeah.
So did you read? I don't even remember where Sam found it. He said that he found where Genie Plus has topped out at $30 per person per day at Disneyland.
Already? Yeah. You know it's going to go up for Christmas time.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what Sam and I said today. Is that it's gonna go up by Christmas. Okay.
They're going to start pricing people out so much so that they're going to hurt themselves.
Hold on just a second, Chris.
I forgot a big brush. Use this one.
Sorry.
You're fine.
But yeah, it's going to start like where people were saying like, oh, well, we have to save 5 years to go on a Disney trip. It's going to be closer to between 7 and 10, I think.
It's going to be like, we just won't go. I mean, even when I was a kid, we couldn't afford to go. I didn't go till I was an adult and pay for myself.
Same. My first trip was in 2014. And this is something Sam and I are going to film this tomorrow. Our original plans for today kind of got changed, but in a completely good way. We got up and we went to the zoo, and we didn't realize it until we got there. And I was like, "Oh, little kid decided to dress up in his Halloween costume to go to the zoo. That's so cute." I'm a zoo member, and did not realize that today was trick or treat at the zoo.
Aw.
I got to trick or treat at the zoo.
They have nighttime parties at ours, and they're different. They're like separately ticketed events.
Nope, this is included with your zoo member, your zoo, like your entry fee for the day. It was a lot of fun. We walked around the zoo and I took some pictures and stuff. And then we went to Botanica, which is the botanical gardens, and it's where Sam proposed. And we wandered around, and they have an exhibit called Washed Ashore, and it's a group, and it's sculptures made out of items that have washed up on beaches out of the ocean. And I've posted some pictures so far, and I've got some more that need to go up, and I'm going to make a TikTok and upload that as well. And then it was a little before 2 when we left there, and then Sam's like, hey, you want to go to HIVE and Halloween at Old Cowtown, which is like an Old West reenactment living museum type thing. And I'm like, sure. And it was a trick-or-treating thing there as well. And I got to trick-or-treat there as well. And so I have a ton of candy from both of them. And it was really funny. One of the I always kind of sit at trick-or-treat, like giving them the option to say no because I am an adult and not a kid. None of the volunteers, either at the zoo or Old Cowtown, denied me candy.
Nice.
And even one of the ladies goes, has he been good? If he's been good, he can pick 2, because she goes, you can pick your own 2 pieces of candy. And I'm like, oh, thank you. So I picked 2 packages of Sour Patch. And she goes, has he been good? If he has, he can pick 2 as well, about Sam. And Sam looked at me and goes, pick whatever 2 you want. And the lady goes, he's learned. And so I'm like, he wants this Skittles and he wants that Skittles because I like Skittles. And there's stuff in here that I got that like I won't eat. And so he'll take possession of that. So it kind of is a good trade-off. But it was fun. It was kind of fun. But we were going to film a video for our Christmas vlog with a schedule update today, but we didn't get home until like almost 5 o'clock, I think, because we were going through Newton, which is about half an hour from here, and I'm like, hey, can we stop and get a limeade? I want a diet limeade from Brahms. And Sam's like, yeah, that's fine, we can do that. And he's like, hey, do you want to grab dinner while we're here? And I'm like, I've used a lot of my points today. I have like 6 points left for the day. And I'm like, I'm just going to have something simple at home and add some fruit stuff to kind of bulk it up. And he's like, okay, that's fine. And he's like, here's the debit card. You know what I want? I'm going to go set in the car. Because at this point, we've been walking a lot. Sam's ankle still isn't 100%, but it's so much better than it was. And he had messaged me, but my phone was on silent instead of vibrate, so I wasn't getting the messages. And I get to the car, and he's like, hey, would a Happy Meal be good, within the points that you have left for the day? And I'm like, yeah, it would. He's like, well, I've got a coupon in the Walmart app for a $2.99 Happy Meal. And I'm like, sold! So Sam had his brownie sundae at Brahms with eggnog ice cream. For those of you, I don't think you have them in Tennessee, Christy. Brahms is a very Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma restaurant. It's like based out of Oklahoma, and it's half restaurant, half grocery store.
Okay. No, we don't have those.
And so, but they're owned by a dairy. But they're owned by a physical dairy, the Brahms Dairy in Oklahoma. And about October, November, sometimes it's winter, sometimes it's late October, sometimes it's mid-October, sometimes it's the beginning of October. They have their holiday flavors. And they brought out all of their holiday flavors for the fall, winter, like last week. And it's eggnog ice cream, peppermint ice cream, gingerbread ice cream, pumpkin ice cream. I'm missing one, but there's a 5th one because there's 5 holiday flavors. And Sam gets the eggnog milkshake because it's eggnog ice cream, and instead of milk, they use Brahms Dairy eggnog so it is an eggnog milkshake. and I get the diet limeades, and a diet limeade there is made actually how a limeade originally was made, which is made with seltzer or soda water, as opposed to Sprite or Zero, which is how I make them at home. If you get a regular limeade, they use Sprite, but a diet Sprite, they use the seltzer water. And so I drank my limeade. I love it. It's super tart, super limey. And like the cup was so full that the lid had cracked. So I had used this Wendy's cup this morning to make a protein coffee before we went to the zoo. And I dumped it into here and drank it. And when we got my Happy Meal, the lady's like, what size drink would you like? And I'm like, I'll just pay the upsize for a large. So I took my Diet Coke and I dumped it over my limes, and I have a Diet Coke with lime. And I've only drank 20 ounces of water today. So I kind of need to drink a little bit more water. But
oh, that's probably what my problem is. I haven't had a lot of water today. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, but if you don't drink a lot of water today, your face, even if you have moisturizer in it, it really dries out.
Today, well, I'm like super oily today.
Did you put sunscreen on?
Nope.
And I also did just wash my face right before. My face felt oily before I washed it, though.
Okay. So here is my second bottle of water for the day. I'm gonna drink my water. Okay. But I was like, hey, there's like 5 half of limes in here. So that's what? 2.5 limes in this medium seltzer. What I'm going to do next time is tell him I want a medium limeade with all the limes, diet limeade with all the limes, but when you're done like mixing it together, like squeeze the limes and put them in a medium or a large cup, because they won't all fit in the medium cup. And it breaks the lids. So, but I missed the Diet Coke with lime, and this kind of made up for it a little bit today, as I reached for it instead of my bottle of water.
I hope my face is pale enough. I feel like it should be paler, but I feel like if it go too pale, it'll just look like clown makeup. You know what I mean?
You don't look that pale. You don't even look like dead zombie pale.
Well, he's not dead.
I don't know who he is, so like I don't know. But I don't think you look that pale. Sam, would you like to weigh in? She's
not
supposed.
That pale.
You don't look that pale.
It's not that pale.
She wants to look pale. Does she need more white?
Not one.
Okay.
What do you say?
Sam's the video game dude's gonna weigh in.
I'm like, all right, we'll pull in.
What do you mean the video game is going to weigh in?
It's The Witcher is also in a video game.
Oh.
I would say it's about the right tone.
Okay, Sam says it looks okay.
I'm going to do a little powder that might lighten it up just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably help.
I don't want to go overboard with how pale it is, though. And I could always use like filters to make it look even paler.
Very true. That's very true too. So, but anyway, and did you read that Disney is starting to get rid of character meets, claiming that they don't have enough staff to help with character meets?
They probably don't.
So, it's
after they'd already started coming back, they're getting rid of them.
Yeah. As they're starting, because Aker Shush is coming back, and you can start booking that on Monday for starting November 4th.
Are they going to have characters?
Yes, but it's
I
starting
thought
out
they
as
said if they didn't, then that place is not worth it. I've been there and I did not like the food.
and it's now $70 per adult for dinner.
How much was it before? Like 40, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. So Sam and I were. This is totally pure speculation on our part, you know. Sam and I are wondering if eventually they will get rid of regular meats in the parks, and the only way you can meet characters is do dining.
Maybe. I mean, right now the only way to meet a lot of them is through dining.
Or at the part at those super rare characters you meet at parties.
Yeah.
So there are going to be some changes to our schedule itinerary, and we're filming that video tomorrow, and that'll go up, I think, the beginning or middle of next month.
Based on them removing characters?
Mm-hmm. And some other things. So,
or have they removed characters from some of the dining things?
No, but like Minnie is no longer going to be meeting at all.
Who's no longer going to be meeting?
No longer meeting at all in Magic Kingdom.
Minnie Mouse?
Uh-huh.
That's ridiculous.
They're also taking Donald and Goofy out of Magic Kingdom as well.
Where are their meetings? I know where Mickey and Minnie meet. They meet over there in the theater.
Donald and Daisy were meeting in Hollywood Studios. Sorry. But yeah, so they're starting to remove some of the things that people go for. That character interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And so
well, they probably thought we did good without having character interaction while the pandemic was going on. Why bring it back?
Right. Or, hey, we can make more money by making them only available at character dining or at the parties.
But the thing is, it's that they already sell out of all that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to get character dining meals.
Why? Well, you know that the years went up again, right?
Yeah.
$35 for ears.
Yeah, I saw that.
And, you know, and so...
Magic bands went up, too.
Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of, to us at this point, it's almost like a cash grab.
Yeah.
And so Sam and I talked, and we ran numbers, we ran, compare and contrast, and we changed part of our trip over to Universal. And we're going to end up missing Marathon Weekend, even though we know we can't get a refund on it, but Sam's ankle is just not going to be able to do it. I mean, we put in, let me see the exact number of Fitbit. 13,066, which is 5.87 miles. So almost a 10K spread out through all day. And Sam is massively sore. And his ankle is swollen tonight. That is what he, what he was going to do on his own on Friday, and half of what we were going to do together on Thursday. And I have to think of Sam's health on that part first. And it's something we were going to do together. And we are going to end up moving because we have paid over $2,000 on the Disney portion of our trip, and most of that's on gift cards. Mm-hmm. So if we were to cancel that part, not only would we have a lot of Disney gift cards that we have to use on something, we would still have to pay for a whole nother trip, and we leave in 2 months. So we are doing Disney from the 22nd to the 29th. And we are switching over to Universal on the 29th, and we'll be there the 29th through January 8th. So a big part of our trip will be at Universal.
Are you switching hotels too?
Yes, and we are switching completely over to Universal.
I don't blame you. I mean, remember last time I went, I stayed on Universal property.
And went over, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It
when
was much cheaper.
my Christmas present, December of 2019, right before the pandemic happened, was a Disney annual pass because we had it all worked out that I was going to go out for the Star Wars spot, the Star Wars weekend, the last Star Wars weekend that there was, in fact. I did get that refunded because of COVID. I was going to go out for that. I was going to go out for something else. I was going to stay with another YouTube friend, so I didn't have to worry about a hotel. They were going to pick me up and drop me off at the airport. We all had it all worked out. And so my Christmas gift that year from Sam was upgrading my ticket to an annual pass. That was $1,500. And I did that whole ticket was refunded. So on my end for our 2019-2020 trip, my ticket was free because they refunded the full cost of that annual pass.
Yeah.
For when I booked what Universal calls the exclusive package. It's what they call the Harry Potter package because they can't call it booking a Harry Potter package because of terminology with them and J.K. Rowling. So It's called the exclusive package. It includes a 3 broomsticks breakfast voucher. It includes a leaky cauldron breakfast voucher. It includes a session at Shutter Buttons, which is it makes moving pictures and stuff. And you're in front of a green screen and you just point and you do different things. And we both have not the premier annual pass, but the preferred, the 2-park, for now, and our room at Cabana Bay. And the 2 annual passes is only $1,150. Two of them is less than the price that we paid for 1 annual pass at Disney back in 2019. So Sam and I are
Disney's getting a little too big for their britches.
Agreed. Yeah, and
The
Sam
thing is like you would think that they would try to be more competitive with Universal since Universal is working on a 3rd gate.
Mm-hmm. Which includes of all things Nintendo
and Harry Potter.
And it's going to have it's going to have the Ministry of Magic, and it's going to have stuff from the Fantastic Beasts, and it's going to have a hotel in the middle of the park. So I mean, you would think at this point that Disney would want to be, like you say, competitive with all of that, and they're not.
They'll get to the point to where they're pricing people out and people will quit coming.
I have noticed, because as you do as well, Christy, you follow people on Instagram, you follow them on YouTube, you see what they are doing almost on a daily basis, like on stories and in their posts. I have seen, and I'm not going to name names, I have seen some people that have been die-hard Disney people. Like, they don't do Universal. They don't do that other park. They don't do the dark place. All of a sudden, have a lot of Universal content.
Yeah.
And I think, or they're starting to post a lot of SeaWorld content. And I think it's simply because a SeaWorld annual pass is stupid cheap.
It's like a Dollywood annual pass.
Well,
not too bad.
SeaWorld has a pass that you can purchase, and it's good, and I can't remember what they call it, but it's good at all of the SeaWorlds in all the different areas. So, like, I could purchase it from Universal I'll get it right in a second. SeaWorld in San Antonio. Drive down to San Antonio. I'll get it right in a second. Drive down to San Antonio, pick it up, go to SeaWorld for a day, and then go to SeaWorld in Orlando.
Yeah.
And it's so cheap. So, I mean, at some point, I think people and like Sam and I were talking about, us opting to move on the 20 for the second half of our trip, not purchasing the marathon weekend merch and all that kind of stuff. It's like a few pennies in Disney's bucket.
What
But
did they ask you when you were canceling parts of it, but why that you were canceling parts of it, or did they just do it?
I just did it online.
Oh, okay.
I just canceled it online. And what I had paid on the deposit was actually on a gift card, and so when I get that back, and it usually will take 2 to 3 days, maybe a week, I'll just turn around and take that and apply it towards the remaining balance that we still have for the Disney portion. And
Yeah.
here's another thing. Universal pays a higher commission rate to their travel agents.
Yep. I will say this though, if you did money on a Visa gift card for whatever reason will not let you pay towards your Universal hotel.
No, it won't. You can't with you can't with Disney either.
I don't think I've tried.
I've had Disney's payment system is very particular about its cards, and I know Universal's is too. And this, like, I worked with somebody who worked for DoorDash, and their paycheck from DoorDash went on to like a prepay card type thing. It's kind of the same.
Use them in Disney.
You can't use them to make a payment with.
You can go to the ATM in your resort and use it.
Right. But she was trying to use it to make payments on her trip. And
you can't even use it at the stores in Disney because I tried.
No, you can't. It has to be either a physical debit card connected to a bank account. It has to be cash, a credit card, or a Disney gift card. So I told her, I said, now you have two options. You can withdraw the money from an ATM, go deposit it into your other bank account. Yeah, you're going to pay fees. And I can make a payment with your regular bank card. Or you can go purchase a Disney gift card, either online or at Target or at the grocery store, and I can make a payment that way with this amount of money that you're wanting to make a payment on. But I cannot use this card to make this payment. It will not work. She didn't believe me. I literally had to video Facebook message call her, pull up the site, put in the information, click submit, and for it to tell me that I knew it would, this card cannot be used.
Because it's a prepaid card.
Right. Essentially, it's a prepaid card.
Yeah, I have a prepaid card too. And I was at Disney. I was like, why is it not letting me do it? And then I called that prepaid card, and they said, yeah, places that run as like hotels or resorts, you can't. You literally have to go to the ATM and pull it out. And Visa gift cards work the same way.
Yep.
Master gift cards, all of them, unless they're specific to those places.
I will say though, the card that will work is a PayPal debit card.
Oh, really?
You can, if you have a PayPal account, you can go into your wallet and request a PayPal debit card. It is because before Sam and I had, because we each have a separate account and then a joint account. And before we had that account, I had my commissions from MEV going to my PayPal account because it does have a routing number. It does have an account bank number. So it qualifies as an actual bank. So if you have a prepaid card like that, you can go to create a PayPal account, link your card to it, and transfer your money from your card to your PayPal account. And then you can either request a PayPal debit card, which is free, or you can link your bank card temporarily to your PayPal account. If you have a main type of bank, like a Wells Fargo or a Bank of America, or, you know, a nationally recognized bank, not like a small hometown bank, it will link your card automatically. You can transfer the money directly to your bank account. If you do it instantly, it takes 25% up to like $5, I think, max. Or if you can select to have it appear in 1 to 3 days. And you can then, once it's done and once you've got the money, you can disconnect your bank card from your PayPal account. I couldn't find my PayPal debit card the other day, so I unlinked all of my bank cards from my PayPal account, and I requested a new card, and it deactivated that debit card, that old one, and then I re-added my debit card back to it, and they sent me a new card. And I like it because the card numbers are on the back, not on the front. So this is what the new ones look like on the front, and it's a PayPal debit card. It's MasterCard. It's got the Tap Wireless Pay. In fact, me having a PayPal debit card, and I happened to have it on me last year when we were coming back from our summer cruise, and we didn't know that Royal Caribbean was going to double charges you in the bank, and if you have a debit card, because when you charge things to your room, the last night of your cruise, they debit your account. That is actually a hold. It falls off within 3 to 5 business days. And then once you've been on land for 24 hours, they fully debit your account for that amount again. And we were like, I didn't realize that had happened, and actually until we'd stopped for gas. And Sam and I talk about this in our video on the way, like our road trip home from that cruise. But we were I called my parents in a panic because we had everything lined out. Like everything was fine until they debited us twice. Because this was like a last minute thing. We didn't know we were going on it. So our finances were like smaller than they normally would have been. And mom and dad are trying to figure out like how to help us because they're like, this isn't your fault. You didn't, go crazy and spend a ton of money and not have enough money to get home. Mom was able to send me via a PayPal. I was able to send mom a request link, and she was able to send us, I think like $150 via PayPal because I had my PayPal debit card on me. And if I hadn't, I would have just paid that fee to transfer it into our bank. Yeah. But because I had my PayPal debit card on me, we just used the PayPal debit card for the rest of the transactions. And then like either that next day or the day after, like that first hold had fallen off. But that was fun to experience on the way home. But so if you're someone that has a card like that, I highly recommend you looking into a PayPal account or having, a way to transfer money off of that card into a regular checking account, because a lot of places won't accept them anymore because it takes a lot. What Disney told me is that it takes longer to process because it's not like an actual bank.
Yeah.
And so I could say, okay, well, I'm making a $400 payment here, and it could take a couple days. They could go spend that $400 again, even though it's been paid over here, and they can close that card, and then Disney, do it every time. It's the reason they closed that loophole is because a few years ago, somebody put one of those cards on their room charge as their debit card on file. And that's before they charged you at $100 increments. It's another reason why they do it this way now. Before, they had a limit where they would, like, I think deluxes was 1,000, moderates were 500 or 600, and values were 300 or 400, and you could run that up to that number before they would charge your card. So they, the family that had went, I remember it, had 3 or 4 rooms, and they each had one of those prepaid cards on hold, and they charged right under that amount on each of the rooms, and then they checked out. Disney then ate, $1,200,
But that's nothing to them.
But I know it's nothing to them now. So, but yeah, so that's the reason why they charge it every $100 now. And why they don't allow those cards.
I left my contacts in the other room.
Are you almost done?
No, not exactly. I have my lines on my face to make, and then I have my lips to do.
But
did you look up a picture?
Sam, I did.
There's a reason, because I got that white wig, and I'm super excited. I'm also going to do Daenerys Targaryen, but not tonight.
Is it a fully white wig?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it a long one or a short one?
It's long. Hold on, I'll show it to you. That's the back.
Okay, you could use that for zombie Elsa too.
Oh yeah, I know. I could use it for so many things. I could use it for pretty much all of our Christmas looks. All of my Christmas, yeah.
And like so many, like when you do, I follow a couple of lawyers on TikTok who share like the class action settlements, like that. I don't know about them half the time, but like I qualify to like fill out the form to get the little settlement. It's like $2 or $3, but a lot of them now, they used to send checks in the mail, but a lot of them have went to where they will send it via PayPal. And so I kind of let it build up in my PayPal, and then I'll use it to make a payment on vacation. And I can use my PayPal debit on the Disney website because I've done it before. Second bottle of water down. Go me.
What's funny is Witcher's almost like a vampire look.
I'm surprised you haven't tried like any of that like special effects, like making, like the whole, like make it look like you have like flesh rotting off your face or something.
Well, we'll have with the toilet paper.
Well, you know what I mean.
So here's the thing. I'm allergic to latex, and a lot of the special effects are
use latex.
Yes, but I found online. So when I do my Daenerys look, I found, and this was on Pinterest, or not Pinterest, Etsy that I found this. I found a silicone prosthetic for the dragon piece that I can use. And then on Amazon, I found latex-free face glue.
Nice.
So now I can. Because remember that one time I said I put the latex glue on my face that was meant for face, and it broke me out really bad, and I sent you a picture. That's what it does.
Yeah. That was bad. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, when I was at Sam's last night, because it started out as we're just going to do a date night. We're going to go to Salina. We're going to go get Happy Meal because I wanted the bucket. And I'm like, well, while we're up here, I guess we could go to Sam's. And then that turned into date night became grocery shopping instead of date night.
Why does it end up like that sometimes? It's like, well, we're out and we need to do these things, so I guess let's do these things.
Right. It becomes not so datey. But when we were at Sam's, they have some of their advent calendars out. And I picked up a 12 days of Burt's Bees chapstick advent calendar.
Nice.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to split them up. I'm going to open 6 of them on Hall Family Adventures. And I'm going to open 6 of them over on my weight loss channel. And it'll make people go watch both channels to cross post. If they want to see what all different flavors I got.
I mean, it's the whole point of collaborations too.
Right. I'm doing a collab with myself. But go ahead.
How's it look?
Looks good.
Ask Sam what he thinks.
Hey Sam, look at Christy's makeup on her live stream, and she wants to know what you think.
Okay.
I'm asking since he knows what the Witcher looks like.
She's asking because you know what he looks like.
I'll have to get my contact out. I use my black ones. I don't be able to see very well. I can kind of see out of the black ones, but not very well. Better than when I use the white ones.
Sam says it's looking great.
Thanks. But in general, I am, almost done.
I was like, man, you're starting to do details. That means you're almost done.
Well, I knew this one really, as long as I got my shading in, wouldn't take that long.
Which is nice because it's later.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know I had to do like foundation and all that stuff, but I had to do that stuff to make sure that it didn't just like flatten my face when I put the other stuff on.
So, my gray hairs are starting to become a lot more prominent.
Oh, hush. I got a lot.
Well, you understand this too because you have darker hair. The silver / gray against dark hair like ours tends to stand out.
And, that's why I highlight my hair.
And I am just waiting for one of my first graders to ask me, do you have something silver in your hair today? Yeah, that would be Miss Lena's hair. You already think I'm 68, so I might as well look the part.
So what I did here is I put color on my lips, but now I'm covering it up with white so that it's still color on my lips, but lighter.
Right. No, typically Saturdays are not my weigh-in day. It's Wednesday. But I start a new medication tomorrow, and I don't know how it's going to affect it. And so I wanted to get as close to normal reading as I could before I started that new medication. And I am down.
Is medication supposed to affect your weight?
sorry, this might be TMI for anybody watching live or the replay. I start birth control tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
My doctor, who is amazing, I'm still one because there's not, other than some other reasons, I'm still too young for a hysterectomy because it's not like cancer or anything like that, and I'm still a little too overweight for it yet. And so we're trying to do some controlling of some severe symptoms that are going on. And she's like, either start it the first day of your next cycle or Sunday, then on Sunday, which is tomorrow, because my appointment was last Monday, whichever comes first. And so it will be, I start it tomorrow.
Gotcha.
And I have to take it at the same time every day. So I have an alarm set on my phone to take that. So
Well, I will say this. If you feel like moody or whatever after starting birth control, give it like a couple of weeks. And if it hasn't gotten better, talk to them about switching to a different brand. Because each brand affects active ingredients affects each person differently.
She said this is a pretty generic one.
Like a low hormonal one?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, that's generic, and it's 0.25%.
Yes.
So it's like a lower hormonal one.
She said I'm going to do this, and I actually am going to be skipping the placebo days. I have to call before I hit the placebo days to get a refill because she wants me to skip those.
Gotcha. Meaning it will stop your period altogether.
Yes. That is the overall goal at this point. So, like I know in my head it might make my weight flux for a little bit, and so I wanted to prove to myself before what, like, hey, like you put in work the past week, and here's what it says, from Tuesday, not Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this is the work that you've put in, this week. So
word of caution, when you stop taking them and your period comes back, it's not going to be a regular period. It's going to be like clumps. It's going to be, from what I've been told, this has happened to me because I use the one that they insert inside you and it stays in there, and then when you remove it, from what I've been told about what it doesn't feel like it, but it looks like it when it starts back. It's like having a carriage from the looks of what goes on in there.
Gotcha.
But it doesn't feel like it. And I don't know what it feels like. I've never.
Hurts like hell.
I figured. But in terms of what it looks like, I'm told that that's what it looks like. And it was something. It was something.
We discussed that one. We discussed one that goes into your arm.
Marina goes in your arm.
Yeah, and we discussed that one, and we discussed this, and I said, I think I'm gonna try. She's like, if you were like a teenager, we were trying to regulate something as a teenager, I would probably recommend like the one in the non-dominant arm because you're not having to remember something. She's like, but as an adult, you are able to know I need to take this every day at X time. You're able to. So she's like, I'm
gonna run and get my eyeliner because I forgot it, my contacts, and I'm gonna get my wig arm, before I get my contacts in, or I won't be able to see to put it in.
That'd be really funny to watch you try to put the wig on with your
I'll
contacts.
be right back.
Not gonna lie. So, and I have my package right here. So, okay.
Wonderful. You're so weird. Okay. I'm back.
Okay. No, I was opening my package and like reading this stuff. Like, wait, she's like, so you didn't take any birth control, when you were like in high school? And I went, nope. Like, I lived off of my doll and was out of school for 1 week a month. Every month, middle school and high school.
I'm assuming they gave you doctor's notes for that.
Yeah. And she's like, well, did you and your mom ever discuss birth control? And I kind of looked at her and I went, my mom wouldn't even talk to me about my period, let alone birth control. And when I started dating Sam, I just could have imagined the look on her face if I was going, Mom, I want to go on birth control. What? So, I'm like, no. But I tested it last month because I knew I had this appointment coming up and we had to do all that fun stuff. And I opened a brand new bottle of Midol on the first day, like the day that my period started. I went through the whole bottle in 5 days.
Of Midol?
Yeah, to try to control the cramps. She's like, oh, that's not good. I'm like, no, it's not. And that's been my life since 5th grade. She's like, oh, not good. No, not good. So she's like, this is what we're going to do for now. So. Are you watching basketball or hockey?
Neither.
Football?
Halloween Havoc's on the net for WWE.
Oh, I heard all I could hear was buzzers, and like I know that they use buzzers in sports. So I thought you were watching a sports game.
No, I'm watching a fake disaster.
Gotcha.
What's he watching?
Halloween WWE.
Turn it down?
No, you're fine. She can't hear it.
No, I can't hear it.
But yeah, I've lost 81.9 pounds. You could totally use this same look for more than just your Witcher
Yeah, I'm gonna use it for Targaryen. I'm gonna use it for some of my Christmas looks. I'll probably use it for
I don't
Elfster.
like the makeup that you have on right now.
Like a Halloween look.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how many Halloween looks are you going to do yet?
I haven't decided if I'm going to do any more or not. I do have a couple more things filmed to do more, but like intros and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe one more, if that, because I really want to start on Christmas ones.
I was gonna say we're not going to do a magical makeup on Halloween because you're gonna take your kids.
Right.
Okay. I didn't know if you were gonna. I know that sometimes we've been doing magical makeup on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I didn't know if you were gonna do 2 more looks, one on Tuesday, one Thursday.
I guess I'll just kind of play it by how I feel. I was gonna say ear, but it's more like thought process.
Right. Like, are there 2 more looks that you would want to do?
Yeah, I got like
this year.
I've got a lot of different ones that I want to do. I think I'm going to save the rest of my Princess Sami looks until like the new year.
Okay.
Because I don't consider those Halloween looks. I consider that a series.
Yeah, that's something that like you can, if you aren't sure what you want to do one night for magical makeup, you could throw in a Princess Zombie look.
Yeah.
And like you could even like branch off from like the Princess Zombie look for like, if you could throw some Universal characters in there as well. You could do like Daphne and Velma as zombies.
Yeah. So I did an Iron Man zombie look the other night.
Where was I?
You couldn't come on that night, so I just recorded. That was the night I recorded.
Oh, I think that was Tuesday.
I don't remember which night it was. And in fact, the recording stopped, and I forgot to restart it, so I didn't even get it recorded.
I'm sorry. Tuesday was our field trip to the zoo, and holy crap, it was cold. I wore leggings under jeans. Oh yeah, we discussed this. Leggings under jeans.
Yes.
That it had to be Tuesday because I think I came on with you on Thursday.
Yeah, you did.
So it was Tuesday. And I was so excited. On Friday, the regular para was back for that particular student. And I was like spastic yesterday. I was just so excited that she was back. I'm like, you don't understand how happy I am to see you. And my co-para for K1 is like, Lena, I absolutely adore you. I'm like, is that the equivalent of telling me I'm pretty? And she goes, yep, but I love you. I'm telling you. She's like, Lena, sit down. You're going spastic. I'm like, I don't care. I have my regular schedule. But it was so hard. Like 2 of the kids that I work with, on my normal schedule, like they flat out told me, I'm angry at you. And I went, You're angry at me. Why are you angry at me? Because you weren't here the past 2 days. And trying to explain to a first grader that another person was sick and Miss Lena had to fill in for her, like they don't understand the why. They just know I wasn't there, and that upset their routine.
Yeah.
And so they pretty much did not want to work for me yesterday at all. And it came down to one of the teachers going, okay, here's the deal. You can either do your work for Miss Lena, like I know you can, like she knows you can, and like you've done the past 9 weeks. Or on Monday, you and I can do it during recess. It's your choice. So
I'm assuming they did it.
They did. Yeah, she finally ended up doing her work. But I'm like, it's okay that you're angry at me. Like, I'm sad that you're angry at me, but your feeling is valid. You know, and I tried to make sure to encourage them to tell me when they're upset at something like that. But trying to get them back into that routine is very hard. And I was like, you know, this might happen again in the future where Miss Lena doesn't know until the day of that I'm not going to be with you. But I talked with the other para, and if she knows that she's going to be gone, like doctor's appointments, or, you know, she starts feeling ill the night before and she's like, I'm not going to be coming in tomorrow, she's going to try to give me a heads up in advance. So maybe I can either tell them, hey, today is Monday. Tomorrow, Miss Lena will be at school, but she has to sub for this other person. So you will have a sub for me, you know, and try to give them enough time to be prepared, but make sure that they know, hey, next time Miss Lena may not know the day before that she's going to be subbing for this para, you know, tomorrow. So, it's the most that I can do to try to keep their schedule and you know, as normal as possible and keep things as normal as possible. But, you know, my hands are tied in the situation, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, and if Miss Lena's sick, there would be a sub anyway. So I said, and remember, Miss Lena isn't coming, like when we come back from Christmas vacation, Miss Lena's not going to be back right away. She's still going to be on her vacation. So there will be a sub. And trying to remind them that things, you know, change and are different, and, you know, it's not always going to be this way. But, you know, at 6, 7, 8, you know, you've got a little bit of a, you know, time frame right there. They don't really, they understand, but they don't.
Yeah.
So.
All right. It's like I got a pair of sunglasses on inside.
Okay. You know what you remind me of? A broken China doll. So it was hard to hear them say that they were angry at me. One of the girls got over it a little faster, but
do my eyelashes look like they're on?
Why didn't you put your eyelashes on before you put your contacts in?
Because I can't. The contacts get stuck on the eyelashes.
Let me see your contacts. Okay, look closer. They look straight to me. And you still have that. Once you take some pictures with your Witcher look, I think we need to stay live a little longer. And I think you need to change the look a little bit and like do like a more red lip and a little bit more blush.
And do a China doll?
And look like and be a China doll and change your outfit.
I already changed my shirt. I had a different shirt.
I know, but put on something different for a China doll. Well, you still have to take your contacts out and put them back in without ruining your makeup.
Oh, I could probably see well enough if I get close enough to the mirror to do the red lip and the blush.
But yeah,
I will actually have to get off the live stream to do my videos.
Okay.
Because you know it takes forever.
I know. About how long do you think until you want to do a follow-up live?
I mean, it's already 8:15. I probably won't be able to tonight. I'll probably just do the makeup and then, because it won't take long to do a little blush and lipstick.
Right. So be watching for both of those. This is the look of the Witcher, and then she'll update a little bit look for a broken China doll. It just reminds me of a broken China doll with the hair and the eyes. That is what I get. I get broken China doll.
I got my leather jacket for my Witcher.
Of course, Christy has a leather jacket. I mean,
I have green one, a brown one, a maroon one. Well, it's not maroon, it's like mauve, and this black one.
Okay.
The brown one's my favorite and the oldest one, and it's starting to peel, so I got to get a new replacement for it.
This kind of, I was on TikTok earlier, and I know we're wrapping up, but something I read made me think about it. I was scrolling through TikTok, and this person makes a protein coffee every morning and does a live, and every day she's like, I'm so close to 30,000. And I looked at her, I'm like, oh, another like weight loss, TikTok. Yes and no. She's like, I had surgery, and it's just so hard losing weight when you have surgery, bariatric surgery. I'm like, don't they just go in and suck it all out, stitch you up, and you have to just follow a certain diet?
Yeah, and regular exercise to tone up the loose skin.
I'm like, you didn't do anything.
I think this lash is coming off. I can feel something.
If she had to lose X amount of weight to get to have the surgery, different. But yeah. I'm like, I've worked my butt off, literally, for my 81 point whatever pounds.
Yeah.
I watch what I eat. I have learned different ways of being able to treat myself, whether it's not with a food item, whether it's, getting a diet limeade instead of ice cream, because that's still a treat and I'm still getting something. Or, I have worked my butt off. And then she's like, oh, it's just so hard when you have bariatric surgery.
You should see if Rebel ice cream, which is keto ice cream, is on Weight Watchers diet. Is really good.
Yeah, everything is. Everything. And let me preface to say, if you have had bariatric surgery, I like nothing against that. Like I know people have to have it for different reasons. I think it's her, like, the way she's coming across with it is what's bugging me. You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
It's her, oh, I've worked so hard because, with this surgery.
She probably had to lose a certain amount of weight.
And I'm wondering if that's but like, she doesn't talk. I watched several of her videos, and she doesn't talk about that. All she talks about is like drinking protein coffee to keep her protein for her weight. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you can't just live on coffee with protein in it.
Right.
So I think maybe it's what she's insinuating that's bugging me.
Maybe. I get it. When I see other makeup people, if they're, I get like frustrated sometimes, especially if I've done the look first and then they've done it and then they have way more views and likes and comments than I do. And I'm like, I did that look first. But at the same time, it's not that they were copying me. It's just that they did a look similar,
Right. And I'm not even mad about like likes or anything like that. Like, I'm sure she's been on TikTok way longer than I have. But I think it's the whole like perception of she's had the surgery and she's keeping it off by just eating this. And like her videos don't show anything different.
Yeah.
It's not like where I'm like, this is what I ate today and look how much weight I lost. And here's what I ate this week and look how much weight I lost for this month, type of thing. Like, look how hard I've worked.
Yeah.
And still eating what I in general, what I want to.
Yeah. Well, before my eyes fall out of their sockets.
I can't wait to see the videos, Christy. I can't wait to see both sets.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Bye. Yeah, but I